Hey guys, how you going? Sneaky Jaffa Wop here, and today I'm starting another brand new series for you guys. This series is going to be a bit of a how-to series on how to create a YouTube channel from scratch and how to sort of do all the artwork, all the editing and all that sort of stuff all by yourself, similar to the way that I've done it. Now, the way that I've done things isn't like super professional, and I'm no like graphic designer or anything like that, but it gives you a nice, clean, simple sort of base to start your channel with, so you can start uploading videos and make them look reasonably professional, which is what I guess I try to do, but you know, that's I guess up to you guys to decide whether you think my videos are professional enough or not. So I'm going to try and teach you guys what I do here, and then you guys can sort of take that and run with it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to go over today in this episode is how to make a logo. So the logo, I guess, is the first point of branding your channel, I guess. So you basically want to have a nice, clean, easy to read logo that is still easy to read when it's nice and small, like on YouTube. They can be quite small, as you can see down the side here, but still looks like nice high resolution when it gets a bit bigger. See, I've got it on my Twitter feed here as well. So I'm just going to go over how to create a similar looking logo just from scratch. It's quite simple. I'm going to be using Photoshop, but whatever program you use, it's all pretty basic stuff, so you should be able to do it in any sort of visual editing software that you like to use. So I'm going to jump over to Photoshop now and just get started. So we want to go File, New, and create a new transparent background. That's important. We want to keep that. That's good to have transparent background on all sort of artwork you make for your channel. So we want to call this, we're going to make the channel called Steve's Gaming. Hopefully it's not called Steve's Gaming. I'm not actually going to upload this, but called Steve's Gaming logo. Okay, and for YouTube and Twitter logos, the best thing to do is to make it a square image. So you want, I think what I did for mine was 800 by 800 pixels. So that'll give you a nice square image, and that fits to a lot of sort of profile picture type sizes. So click OK, and then we have our canvas, so we can start putting our artwork on here. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a colored background on here. So you just want to select a rectangle tool, and you want to select a color. So let's say Steve's Gaming. He likes yellow. He likes the yellow theme. So I'm going to pick a yellow, no stroke, so it'll just be regular yellow rectangle, and we'll draw that out. There you go. Perfect, easy. Now what you can do, it's not really important for this, but we'll use it later on, but if you press Control A or Command A on a Mac, and that selects the layer, and then what you can do is you go Layer, Align Layers to Selection, and select Horizontal Centers. And that'll basically just move this rectangle image so it's horizontally aligned to the center of the layer. And you do the exact same thing for the vertical layers, so it's perfectly in the middle now. And then you can press Control D or Command D to unselect. Alright, so Steve's Gaming's got his yellow themed background. Now we want to actually put the text for Steve. So we'll select the text tool. Now you can draw and design your own, I guess, names and logos and stuff, like with 3D modeling or something like Adobe Illustrator, make it look really nice. But just to start off with, and what I usually use is just custom fonts that I download from the internet. So I type out the word and I select the font I'd like, and it's a lot quicker and sort of simpler way to do a 2D name. So that's what we're going to do here. Let's go Steve's. Bit big, let's make that a lot smaller. So this is some stuff I was working on earlier. Even smaller. So Steve's Gaming. Cool. Now I think that'll look better if it was centered. So we'll do that. A little tick, so we're done. Now what we're going to do here is, this is a good example to show you how to align layers. So we've got Steve's Gaming selected there. So Control A, go Layer, Align Layers to Selection, vertical centers, align layers to selection, horizontal, and bam, right in the middle. That's all good. Now what we can do is select that layer again. If you hold Shift and drag the corner, it'll resize the text and the image, whatever you have selected, but it'll keep the aspect ratio the same. So you won't get like really stretched long or really stretched high. So that's all good. I like that. Cool. Steve's Gaming. Alright, so that's pretty nicely centered. I think what I might do is just change the text color because that's a bit ugh. Okay, so I've gone up here to the color palette and I've selected a nice dark blue. Just press OK. Now I don't know if this is a pretty cool font actually for something like that, but I think I'm going to change it just to show you an example of what you could have. So I think this is a similar font to what I use. So basically what you can do is you can just go on the internet, look up fonts, free fonts and stuff, and download them, and they'll come up in Photoshop. They're quite simple to install. And then it's just a matter of selecting one that you like the look of. Might make it a little bit bigger now that we've got a different font. Let's go up to 150. Let's go even bigger, 160. Looks good. Right, now, I'm just gonna recenter. So we've got the background, we've got the name, Steve's Gaming. Now we want to add some, I guess, cooler effects, because this is like, this says all it needs to say, but it's a little bit boring. So what I might do is I might add a background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a background image to this, but I'm not going to, I'll show you what I'm going to do, so you'll get the idea. So I've downloaded just a JPEG file. So what you want to do is go File and Place. This is a very good way to get any sort of image or anything you want to use into Photoshop. So you want to locate where you've saved your image. I've got Flare BG here. Cool, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold Shift and drag that out, so it's nice and big. So that's good, I like that, it's covering the whole surface, so I'm going to hit Control A and just make sure it's nice and centered. Alright, so, oh wait, you can't see Steve's Gaming or the background or anything, that's okay. So what we want to do is nice and simply go into Blending Options, and this Blending Options menu, for any layer, you just simply right click on the layer to get it up. Blending Options, this is really handy for real basic effects on text and backgrounds and anything like that. So up here on the opacity, we're just going to turn that down a little bit, and what it'll do is you can see it's sort of fading out, but you still have that effect a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that, I'll put that about 60, but then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move Steve's Gaming, the name, on top of that, so it's only the background that's sort of showing through. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bit of a flare effect over Steve's Gaming, like across the top of that. So what I do is, or what the only real way to do it is to download PNG files with a transparent background. So if you just go to Google and you type in something like lens flare PNG or transparent, they'll often come up with transparent background, and the way you can tell if it's a PNG with a transparent background is they'll look like this. Now up on the screen you can see there is this image with the checkered sort of checker box background. That just means that the background's transparent, and they will turn out like this. So if we go Place, Optical Flare, and you can see I move it around and it keep only the, I guess the image is there, it's got the transparent background, so that's all cool. Now let's place this up here. Alright, so after fiddling around a bit, you can see here how big I had to make this lens flare on top, just to fit so that the color wasn't sort of looking like a big block like it was before. So that's all fixed, and I think that's starting to look kind of good. Sort of got that shiny, sparkly flare background and foreground, which is nice. So that's starting to look pretty good. I like the background, I like the foreground effects and stuff on it. Now the last thing I want to do, I think, is just put a bit, give Steve's Gaming a bit of pop. So again, we go into blending options, and basically a good thing to do is just play around with all the settings in here. It's easy to pick something and just uncheck it, and it'll just remove the entire effect. Drop shadows are very nice, so it sort of gives it that shadowed effect and like it's sitting up off the page. So what I might do is I might put this up to 100. I like to drop this back so it's more of a symmetrical effect. Distance, like 30. That's probably a bit too much. Let's drop those down to 20. Cool. Yeah, I might actually even give, I think I might go for a color overlay instead and just lighten it up a bit. So say we go for a white, Okay, and just, you know what, why don't we go for a bright blue? I might give, just to show, another good thing is the outer glow. I don't mind this. Sort of instead of a sort of, I guess, contrasting with the drop shadow, which is black in the background, you can do an outer glow like this. So it's white or something a bit brighter, and it really stands out. Let's make that 100%, and that'll really pop me, I think. Yeah, I think that's good. So yeah, I think that's pretty good actually. You know, I might just drop this down again to 40. I mean, there's nothing, this isn't anything special, guys. I think this is I'm sort of just making this up off the top of my head as I go, but this is essentially what I do, is just have the text, a nice background, a bit of foreground effects, and just kind of make the text pop a bit. You can see that in my logo. It's the same sort of thing. If you look closely, it's just a similar sort of things, background, foreground effects, and everything. So yeah, that's basically it for Steve's gaming logo. I'm pretty happy with that. So what we'll do is we'll go File, Save As, save the Photoshop file, that's fine, so you can come and edit it later. We'll do that now anyway, in case future episodes. File again, we'll save as, and we'll save this as a, normally I would save it as a PNG. Sometimes, depending on how big the file is you're uploading, I might even save it as a JPEG, which is what I'm going to do now. Just a bit more of a compressed file type, so it uploads a bit quicker and easier, but PNG is usually fine too. Save that, it's fine. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Just a bit of a trial run, I guess, of this new series. So I'm gonna next probably go on to other sort of channel art that you want. I think it's really important to have channel art set up for your channel ready to go before you sort of start uploading and all that sort of stuff, so that your channel is branded and has sort of its theme set right from the start, which is sort of what I've tried to do across the, I guess you can see the logo, the banner image on both the things, both my channel and my Twitter, and the same on my Facebook page, but it's basically the same, so I won't show you that now. If you guys like this, give it a thumbs up. If you really liked it, even subscribe. There's going to be plenty more of this, plenty more gaming videos. Go ahead and check those out. There's some down below linked. And until next time, just keep doing what you're doing, guys, and good luck with the YouTubing. Cheers.